My name is Christopher Shakafuso. I'm a member of the committee. Thank you.
Morning, Chair. Morning, fellow honorable members of Parliament. Morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, Lavush Manda, Town Council. Morning, our viewers and our listeners. This is Lohamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango constituency in Kauma District, Western Province, and I'm a member of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. CS and your team, Lavush Manda, you are welcome. Mutelo Mishek, MP for Mitete. Thank you. And a member of this committee.
Vice Chair. Vice Chair. You should join us later. Council Secretary, my name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency, and I'm the chairperson for the Committee on Local Government Accounts, the committee appearing before this morning. Council Secretary, members of Parliament enjoy the immunity in the House under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, and the same is extended to you when you appear before any parliamentary committee, that whatever you say during our interaction will not be used against you in any courts of law. However, if you choose to mislead this committee, misinform this committee, the same Cap 12 will be used against you. But I have no doubt in my mind that you wouldn't do that, and that you are going to give us factual information this morning, the information that will enable us to write a very good report before Honorable Madam Speaker in the main house. With that said, now I want to invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submission before this committee with further guidance that you are going to read the query, highlight the query, and then you go to the cause of query, which is your responses, and then the action that you have taken as management, and of course the remedy that you are offering. In that fashion, you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair. My first item was budget performance. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wish to state that the 2 million variance in funding was due to the amount withheld at source for the procurement of the CDF monitoring vehicle and the police vehicle. The balance brought forward presents community projects which were ongoing at the beginning of 2022, and as such, these funds were committed. With regard the unspent funds, management wishes to state that CDF guidelines were only released on 9th February of 2022. However, the proceedings of CDF application could not commence immediately, since officers, which are WDCs and the CDF committee members, were not yet trained and oriented with the new guidelines. They were only trained in May in accordance with the guidance from the ministry via a circular dated the 20th April, which directed all authorities to train the CDF committees before they could start sitting and consider community applications for various projects. Further, applications were centrally approved by the ministry, and contract clearances also had to be done centrally by the Attorney General's office, thus delaying the project cycle further and resulting in monies not being spent within the period under review. We've cited our Appendix 1. However, Chair, I would want to seek your authority. We had tabulated the way we had applied ourselves, we were according to this performance budget that we have talked about. However, we have made amendments after we sat down. We thought there was need to make amendments. With your authority, we're seeking if we can go with the amendments, or you can guide. Thank you, Chair.
Continues the submissions.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, we'll come back to those when you start to come to the time of questions. Then you present the amendments that you have.
Thank you, Chair.
Proceed for now.
Action taken. Management wishes to report that we have since spent 18,103,439 71 kwacha on CDF activities, leaving a balance of 4,526,196.25 ingwe as at 31st January 2024. Further, amounts totaling to 3,655,313 and 84 ngwe were varied from empowerment and bursaries towards the community projects. The variation was partly for the ongoing purchase of motor grader and the TLB under 2022, which was facing costly challenges in execution, with the balance being used on 2023 undertaking. See the table below. That's the table which I talked about. Thank you. Remedial measures taken. Management will enhance its engagements with the ministry and collaborate with the decentralized functions to ensure timely execution of projects and timely payment so that all funds are utilized. Thank you, Chair.
Dr. Karan, proceed.
My next item is failure to spend. Management response. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's findings and wishes to state that CDF guidelines were only released on 9th February of 2022. However, the processing of CDF application could not commence immediately since officers, WDCs, and CDF committee members were not yet trained and oriented with the new guidelines. They were only trained in May in accordance with the guidance from the ministry via a circular dated 20 April 2022, which directed all authorities, local authorities, to train the CDF committees before they could start sitting and considering community application for various projects. Further, applications were centrally approved by the ministry, and the contract clearances also had to be done centrally by the Attorney General's office, thus delaying the project cycle further and resulting in monies not being spent within the period under review. We refer you to Appendix 1. Action taken. Management wishes to report that we have since spent 11,308,077 ngwe on CDF community projects, leaving a balance of 2,044,157.47 ngwe as at 31st January 2024. We have given a table of what I've explained. Item 3, which is Appendix 3. Misapplication of funds. Management response. Cause of query, rather. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wishes to state that during the period under review, the empowered groups were monitored, and it was observed that the groups deviated from the initial purpose for which they obtained the grants. This was mainly due to the fact that the groups misunderstood what the empowerment grants were intended for, though they were sensitized on the utilization of CDF empowerment grants. Management also advised them to revert to the original purpose for which the funds were approved, but they did not do so by the time of audit. This appendix 3 to that one, fact. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the groups were written to reimburse the funds and execute projects for which empowerment grants were given. So far, the groups have committed to reimburse the funds. These are Appendix 3 and 4, which is talking to the same. Remedial measures. To avoid reoccurrence, management has intensified the sensitization of community members on the benefits of empowerment grants to ensure that empowerment grants are not misapplied. Appendix 5, which has a questionable disbursement of CDF. Management response. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wishes to state that during the audit, the NRCs of the cooperative members were misfound due to inadequate office space, as Lavushmanda was still in the process of constructing a new civic center with adequate office space. The rented offices did not provide enough space to properly secure the documents, since the offices were where the documents were stored was used as a pool office, which could not allow for the required number of cabinets. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the misfound NRCs have since been found and properly secured. Further, the new office building has been completed and enough cabinets are procured. Remedial measure. Management has procured more filing cabinets to ensure proper record keeping of the documents. Appendix 6. Failure to produce monitoring reports. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and wishes to state that monitoring reports were prepared. However, they were not in the format required by the auditors and required some time before they could be realigned and reproduced during the time of audit. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that all monitoring reports were realigned and reproduced in accordance with the required format. See Appendix 6. Remedial measure. Management wishes to submit that monitoring reports will continue to be prepared in line with the auditor's required format and availed on time. The next item is misappropriation of funds. Management response. Cause of query. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings and wishes to state that during the period under review, the empowered groups were monitored and it was discovered that some members in 6 groups misappropriated the funds. Prior to the disbursement of the funds, the groups were sensitized on the utilization of the funds grants, but some did not adhere to the CDF guidelines. Management reported the matter to CDF committee and then wrote to the groups to advise them to reimburse the funds. However, they did not do so by time of audit. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that the matter was reported to CDF committee for them to recommend the next course of action, and the 6 groups were reminded to reimburse the misappropriated funds, empowerment grants. So far, 1 group has reimbursed the money and the others have committed to reimburse the funds. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that to avoid the reoccurrence, monitoring of beneficiaries groups and the community sensitization will be intensified on the use of the empowerment grants and its importance. I submit my report, Chair.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, Honorable Simumba.
Chair, before I ask the question, I would want to know when the council was audited.
Council Secretary, when you were audited?
Do you recall that? 19th September.
19th September
Chair,
2020.
thank you very much. That was
yes.
on page 4.
Let's go to page 4 of your report, Council Secretary.
Page 4-5. So we'll start with page 4. Chair, they were audited in September, and our auditors on page 4, they had to find that there were about 13 projects that were approved, and in September there were no any project that was completed, and again there was no any project that was in work in progress. There were about 13 outstanding projects. That is in September. Now I want to learn something from our council. On page 5, the projects that were not completed on page 4, and there was 0 work in progress, and in September, by 31st January, they have completed some projects. Maybe I would want, that is September, October, November, December, January. Only the 4 months. These projects, others are completed. I would want to find out, when did you start implementing on these projects that now are 100% completed? When in September, when the auditors came, basing on this table, they found that you haven't started any project. You had 13 outstanding projects. When did you start implementing these projects that you have completed now?
Council Secretary, your mic.
According to our report here, and which I can confirm, we started on 31st January 2024.
31st January?
Yes.
Which is a month ago.
This is as of 31st January 2024.
Yes, I'm saying that is a month ago.
Yes.
That's when you started the project.
Can you assist the chair? Chair, with your permission, I would want to invite my DPO also to assist
DPO?
me.
Thank you, Chair. The projects were not implemented within the 4 months as questioned by the Honourable Member, but this report is as of, were completed some time back, but the status is as of 31st January 2024, after the audit in 2022, in September of last year. Thank you, Chair.
You were audited on 19th September 2023, right?
Correct, Chair.
And this table was generated after that?
Correct, Chair.
By the auditors, that you had the 0 project being implemented and 0 project in progress or running, according to the auditors, isn't it?
Correct, Chair.
And then you had, even when you had nothing, you had all these projects completed between, that is September and January, because the status report was for the 31st January 2024, is it?
Chair, the it's correct that some of them were not completed, but there was the report indicates that others have been started and completed by the time we're doing this report, and we've attached appendices to that effect.
We just want to move slowly because your people are watching, and we are basing our questions on what is submitted here. That you had the zero project in September, and the auditors picked it just like that, that there were no projects running at that time. But you have a status report for 31st January, which is 3 months from the time the auditors audited. You have all these projects completed within that period. Yes, Honorable.
Yes, Chair. Chair, just the same worry that Honorable Simumba has expressed is not cleared. Yes, by 19th of September 2023, there were 13 approved projects and 0 work in progress. 13th of September 2023. And by this year, 31st of January 2024, to find that 13 projects have been completed. How possible and feasible is this? And if it is, at the same time, where are the completion certificates?
They are actually attached in
Just take us to the completion certificates. They are on appendix what?
appendix. Go to appendix 2, Chair.
Appendix 2.
Chair, as we are looking at appendix 2, may the CS answer us, how possible is it that in about 4 months' time, you are able, CS, to finish 13 projects in 13 different locations? If you were not able to implement those projects for 2022, from let's say 2022 January up to 2023 January, 1 year, to September, almost 1 year, 9 months, you were not able to finish off these projects. How possible is it that you were able to finish them in 4 months' time? I submit, Chair.
Let's look at the completion certificates. So that maybe they'll give us. Where are they? Have you found?
Appendix 2.
Have you found some certificates? Appendix 4. Appendix 2.
Okay.
Yes,
You
appendix
can
2.
come.
Have you found something? Because I'm checking.
You can come.
Chair, I have found one, Chair, or some of them.
Okay.
I found only one, Chair, which is dated the 3rd
what?
3rd March 2024.
It's the completion certificate.
Yes, substantial completion certificate. Only one, Chair. On the 3rd March 2024. I mean the 3rd January, sorry. 3rd January 2024.
Yes, Honorable Simumba.
Chair, I think there is something that we need to know here, because I've seen also there is a certificate of substantial completion, which the Director of Works with a stamp there. The stamp is on September 25th, 2023.
September
25th,
25th. And
2023.
There's 13th. On 13th, there's nothing.
Yes. So now, I'm trying to compare.
What is it? Is it on the
It's,
same?
yes, it's on the same. It's just that they didn't tag to.
I'm trying to find it.
Just on appendix 2, that is after.
Permission. CS and your team, are you seeing how we are struggling, you and us, just to get to know where what you have attached are? Next time, CS, please number, just be numbering the pages. It will make life easier for you and for your yes.
Noted, Chair, that
Director of Works, are you seeing what we are saying?
Can't find that particular document.
Because we'll now end up just trying to get to know where the pages are. Despite that, we'll find one or two completion certificates. Honorable Simomba.
Yes.
Appendix 2, then like how many pages?
I've seen it, certificate of substantial completion.
Yes, on the 25th September.
Yes.
So now, I'm getting confused, Chair. They were audited on the 19th September. And the auditors found that there was no any project that was work in progress. And now the management chair, they have come with this substantial completion certificate that was signed on 25th. How possible is this? That on 19th, the auditors found that you are not doing anything, but on 25th, you have even completed the project. We want to know the type of speed that is in Lavushimanda, so that maybe we can learn one or two as people of Nakonda and others. What method are you using?
Council Secretary, how do you reconcile that?
It's very difficult. I need to admit it's very difficult going by what you have cited.
No, because that was 2 weeks.
Yes.
I believe you had not even prepared, the auditors had not even prepared the report. They had just picked up things from you. That was on 13th. 2 weeks later, there is a certificate like this one, where there was zero. And the auditors are preparing those queries, then there is this report. Director of Finance, you have something to say?
Yes, Chair.
Use the mic. Switch off your mic, Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. Apparently, for community projects, we have some status report, of which, if you have seen the contract for the boarding school, the contract commenced on 18th January 2023.
Yes.
That was before the auditors.
So why did you give the auditors that there is nothing happening? Because that's what the report is saying from the auditors. There is zero project. According to them, when they came on 13th September, there was nothing. And that table, you have it. Did you go through that report before coming here?
Yes.
And what are you getting there?
The
auditors?
The auditors and our records, they are not tallying, because our contracts also are attached, which shows that the first contract was signed on 18th January 2023.
Treasurer, when the auditors came to your institution, the whole management, you met the auditors, isn't it?
Yes.
Why didn't you give them that information? That you have those projects that are running, and you allowed them to write zero project, and you came, did you pass through Chongwe? Were you at Charimbana?
Yes, Chair.
So you went to Charimbana to prepare the report. You saw these. What was your comment, Council Secretary and your team? What was your comment after seeing that? Or should I ask this, who is misleading between you and the auditors? Because the auditors have given us, if this query was resolved, it wasn't going to appear. You are not going to be here today. But you decided not to tell them that we had a project that started in January and they're actually running, they're almost completed. And you allowed the auditor to write zero. After doing that, they gave you the status report and you went through that report, and you could not argue, we could not, dispute this, and you allowed it to come. So we are looking at it. Our duty here as a committee is to look at what the auditor presents, and we want you to respond accordingly. So we have the projects that are not done is at September 13th. And then you have a stamp after 2 weeks that this project is completed.
Chair, there is nothing that I can say to defend because it's a straightforward case. I think we apologize for not have given the true picture to the auditors. Otherwise, this is the status.
You know what it means to us? It means they are not there. Because if these projects were there, the auditors would have seen them. To us, according to this report. Honorable members, Honorable Mwene.
Yes, Chair. CS, you must have, as the Chair said, given the auditors correct information. But even after you confirmed, after you saw that the information that you gave yourselves, gave to the auditors wasn't correct, you still couldn't go back to reconcile with the auditors about the information that you misled them with. Why didn't you reconcile with the auditors before you even came here? And secondly, Chair, CS, look at your administrative cost on page 3. Your administrative cost on page 3 with the outstanding work, the number of projects that are remaining, 13. And your administrative cost remaining balance there is 6,883 kwacha 29 ingwe. Because we are taking, Chair, the records that have been presented to us in writing and not the verbal presentation, as you know the way your committee operates. CS, are you telling your committee that this is 6,883 kwacha will be able and sufficient enough to supervise the outstanding 13 projects? I submit, Chair.
Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Realistically, it cannot. But like we have said, most of the projects, and we have put empirical evidence of our pictures that have been done, I think to an extent we are almost there.
Council Secretary, you know the difficulties you are putting us in is that you say the other thing on the other side, and you're saying this, the report from Vushmanda, those pictures that you are putting there from Vushmanda, the report that is coming before this committee is Vushmanda. My colleague is asking, you have finished the administrative component, which we know a lot of councils, they enjoy that money. A lot, they don't just use it, but they also abuse that fund. It's a fact that we have seen based on experience. Now that money is finished, you still have running projects. Which money are you going to be using to be monitoring the works? Because ultimately that money, besides other functions that you can be using that money is basically to be used for monitoring. That's why you're given even the vehicle. So that money is gone. So where are you going to be getting the money to be able to check on this? Because we need all the completion certificates. And maybe just whilst we are there, you know, project number 12. If you check on project number 12, out of curiosity, just there, the projects are on page what? Are on page 5. Yes. Page 5, the project number 13. Project number 13 is what?
Is a construction of 4 staff houses at Kalonje.
4 staff houses. What is the status of those houses?
We have terminated the contract.
And the school, the classroom block?
It's almost complete.
You know that we came. Is it you I found there?
Yes, Chair.
You are the one that we found there?
Yes, Chair. Yes.
Down there in Lavushmanda, and we were told, I got some information 2, 3, 4 months ago that you are not doing anything about that classroom. And I assured the school that you are coming here.
Chair, on that one, we could have completed by now.
No, but you look at the period. Last time we came, we told you that you should finish this, and children should be using this classroom block. Children were learning from outside there.
For sure. On 2 occasions, we failed to pick a contractor. That's the cause of the delay.
You know, but you know that the law allows you to outsource. Within the province, you can get contractors from somewhere. You deliver service. You want our children to be learning under the tree up to now?
No, Chair. That's why I'm confirming to say, I think by next week.
We have taken note, actually, the complaints that are coming from there. Even when you are here, people are complaining, they call us.
Thank you.
That you are not doing anything, and it has confirmed.
Chair, like I'm saying, we are very much advanced.
No, being advanced, me, I will not take. The committee will not take that. It's a long time we came through that side DCS. We came there and we emphasized. We gave pictures of how our children are suffering, raining under a tree. During cold season, during rain season, and you can still come back after 12 months and tell us that you have advanced. It means you don't attach, the passion that we have for our children. Honorable Omutero, then Honorable Simon.
Thank you. CS, you are advanced. Okay, your mic, sir. How advanced are you?
Do we take any pictures? Do we have any pictures in there?
We have the pictures. Could you wait one? Just hold on. What was your assurance to your committee when we visited this place?
I said immediately when
I like that. Immediately.
Immediate when it is approved, we will start moving. But like I have said, on 2 occasions, the bids, we failed to pick a contractor.
Thank you so much. Where are those 2 bidding occasions? Here, I have liked the bulkiness of your evidence. Do we have to the effect that on 2 occasions the bids failed in here?
Chair, we haven't brought that one, but I can
look at here. You have belabored. I've liked Lavush Banda to bring all the necessary documents, but on this one you failed.
We erred. Our apology, Chair.
And you want your committee to believe you that time and then believe you today?
With your permission, Chair, we can produce that one.
You want your committee to believe you that time, then to believe you today, even after we had traveled there. You never take community work lightly. Never. The existence of any local authority, I'm a layman, is service delivery, and this school is one of that. For how many years has that school been not completed?
Many years, sir.
Many years.
Many years. That I can confirm.
That you can confirm, and we confirmed as a committee. Then you are still adding on to the many years. Would have agreed that time, Chair, there was no money.
Yes.
Now there is money.
Please pay attention. Pay attention. You have something to say.
If the Director of Works has something to say, you give him. Do you have something to say?
Director of Works.
Yes?
Can you say what you are whispering? Get on the mic.
That's why you are here. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Do you still want to add more years?
No,
He's
sir.
got some information.
What information?
I was just trying to give clarity.
Yes.
Where the council secretary mentioned that we've not provided the evidence to the effect of the project being asked for. The project being asked for and the one that is under the query, they are different. No. The one that was being sought for.
Yes.
The one that is being asked for by chair and the member, that's for completion of 1x3 classroom block at Kalonje Secondary. Then what the auditors queried is to deal with the 4 staff houses. I think that's a...
Director of Works, were you there when we came?
No, Chair, I was not.
If you're not there, then you should listen to what the CS is saying. Have you heard the CS admitting that we went there actually? From here, we came there. Have you heard him admitting?
I've heard the admittance.
So to you, is it wrong for us to check what we asked last time?
No, Chair, it's not wrong. I was just trying to...
No, I want us to move slowly. Is it wrong for you? Are the children in class now, according to you?
No, Chair, they are not.
Then if we were concerned, we came there and we were assured by your CS, we should not ask.
You should ask, Chair. I was just trying to... you was asking...
But you were not supposed to come into... Yes, there is another project, but that one is of interest to us because the information you are getting, the feedback you are getting from there is that you are not doing anything, you as Director of Works.
The whisper or the clarity I was trying to bring across is...
Maybe, Chair, to the Director of Works, what have you done as a Director of Works at Kalonje Primary School? As your, yes, what have you done?
In terms of the physical progress?
Yes.
Okay. As of last week, the roofing had been completed. Then also the plaster was completed internally and outside, as well as floor works ongoing. Then for metal works, that's the door frames and window frames, those were equally fitted.
What?
The CS said this contract has been terminated.
Yes. For this. But this one you said you have been advertising it twice. That's the delay?
That was the delay.
So what's the name of the contractor right now?
Right now is...
it's
Mesido.
Eh?
Mesido.
Write it and give it to us.
Can you write it?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Are you on the Appendix 2, where you've said February 19, 2024, 2?
What's that? What document is
A ledger for 2021 funding. I've seen Mesido there.
2021.
It says 22 February 2024. That is the stamp. Okay. Project status report for 2021 CDF community projects. Are you seeing that? Then the other page, you've seen it? Just a page down. Next time, let's have proper order. Yeah. Are you seeing where it says Mesido General Dealers?
Yes, Honorable.
You've seen it?
Yes, Honorable.
Then are you seeing where it says component?
Oh?
Component. If you have seen it. You've
Completion, no, completion.
There's where you have standard mortuary at Mpumba, but I'm interested in the ledger. Just continue going down. February 19 February 2024, number 2.
I can't trace it.
You can't. You can use mine because I've not
Okay.
put it.
I've been
You
given-
found it, eh?
Yes.
At least you see. That's the problem when you don't put things in order.
Thank you.
Now, are you seeing the Mesido General Dealers?
Yes.
Then number 2 again, Mesido General Dealers.
Yes.
Okay, we are on the same page. Are you seeing where it says component? Second column.
Yes.
What is written down in the component?
Complete project.
No. Then we are not on the same page.
Under component.
Under component.
Under component.
Uh-huh.
Under Omesido.
Mm-hmm. You found it. We are mainly there.
Yes.
Let's help the principal. You've seen it.
I've seen it.
What is the component?
Administrative cost.
So you pay Mesido under administration cost. Did we do that?
Treasurer can help.
And when you go through that, you would find Mesido, you would find everything. Administration cost.
Thank you, sir. Can we talk about
Treasurer.
Thank you, Chair. Mesido is the one appearing in this ledger. It's pertaining to administrative component, the expenditure under administrative component for supply of stationery and other things as we are conducting CDF activities.
Oh, you have evidence that Mesido now here supplied some stationery, not building. Don't forget you've told us Mesido is the one also building.
So through the chair,
Yes?
the ledger we are looking at, it's on top.
Mhm.
It is the heading administrative costs ledger for 2021 funding.
Yes.
Yes.
So this
So-
Mesido general dealers now comes under administration cost.
So these are administrative costs, and is
He's one of the
into two.
suppliers.
Yes.
Is one of the suppliers.
Yes.
Supplied stationery.
Yes.
Where is the evidence?
Parliamentary Chair, we didn't attach the payment vouchers.
But you have Mesido also in construction.
Yes.
Yes, so how do we now believe? Because I was wondering as to how Mesido now is appearing under administration
Administrative.
company.
Okay.
Yes, Honorable Sumumba. Can switch off
Chair.
the mic, Treasurer.
I'm failing to reconcile with this report. When you look at page 3,
Page 3. Let's go to page 3 of your report, Council Secretary.
page 3, Chair, when you look at the community projects, the balance is 4,501,909.29. That is the balance, Chair, for community projects. Then when you go to page 5, progress report on community projects, when you look at the total again balance there on page 5, it is coming to 2 million. At first, the balance for community projects is 4 million, and again, that is as when you look at the action on top, as at 31st January 2024, the balance is 4,501,000. Again, there they are saying the management wishes to report that 11 million has been spent, leaving the balance of 2,044,000 as at 31st January 2024. So I'm failing to reconcile which figure is the balance as of 31st. Secondly, Chair, when you look at project number 9 on page 5,
Yes.
they have completed, but there is still a big balance. of 281. According to them, project has been completed. Why are you still owing the contractor when he has done? Because even if we can say, Chair, retention 10%, it's more than what they're owing the contractor. Any justification?
On those,
those
issues, Council Secretary, the director
Yes, Chair.
wants to help you as well.
Like he correctly said, to my understanding, this is a retention. Unless if it's a retention, do you have anything to say through Chair? He can also.
Director of Works.
Thank you very much, Chair. As of the time of the report, the payment had not been done to the contractor. So there's a combination of two things. Part of what he should have been paid at the point of completing the project, and also the retention. As of the date given in this 31st January, that payment had not been
Director,
done.
what is difficult in putting those in writing on the report of the Auditor General? Or when you are supposed to appear here, when you go to Charimbana, what is difficult in writing? So you have this addendum on figure number so, the explanation is like this. What is difficult? Council Secretary.
Chair, we note our gap, and I think we will improve. However, maybe we were slow to even to give it. This is the company that has been blacklisted. So we were so careful to release the funds until we see that we justified that everything was done.
So
otherwise, we
are
have not.
using a blacklisted company.
By then, we were written to say, do not consider it in future. But by then, this company was already. Otherwise, we have noted your concern, and we improve on that one, Chair.
Second question, Honorable Simomba. Yes, the amounts, different amounts in January, balances. What's the explanation on it?
My treasurer can come in.
Treasurer.
Through the chair, on page 3, I think there was some arithmetic errors.
There were?
Yes.
There were what?
Arithmetic errors.
Yes.
Yes.
Arithmetic errors. So,
Yes.
Treasurer, when you went to Charimbana, we always refer Charimbana, because Charimbana is the final place where you refine your reports. So when you went there, you could not discover that and say we have this thing here on the figures. Do you people go through your report before appearing here? Council Secretary, do you go through your report?
Yes, Chair, we do that.
So you couldn't see. How do you go through the report? Is it you reading or whom?
Chair, we go through it.
No,
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Who takes the read when you're going through a report?
Usually, I'm there to guide.
You should
But the input.
tell us that yes, I'm the one taking. Who takes the lead?
It's according to the subject at hand. For example, if it is with the funds.
Thank you very much, and
Yes.
that's what I wanted.
Thank you.
Every department will take lead.
Yes.
So when she was leading in her department in financial matters, all of you, when she was reading, you didn't see that miscalculation. I mean that mix of figures. You didn't see that.
Chair, depending on what she
No,
gave.
sir. I'm saying all of you, you didn't see that it first had two different figures. Because I want to see how effective you are when you are going through a report that you want to submit before the committee like this one.
We didn't, Chair. We didn't. I just have to admit.
Honorable.
Do you know, CS, what it entails? More especially when financial figures comes out as errors. It entails that there's a lot that is happening in Labushmanda financially. And slowly, we are coming to that fact. Slowly. That yes, some monies is being moved from, I don't want to use unparliamentary language. Monies taken from Lusaka. You heard the president saying, eh? That money is taken from Lusaka. Lusaka who? If you heard.
You can say it.
Lusaka who?
I didn't hear what the president said.
You never heard.
I heard.
Yes, from Lusaka who?
Where big thieves were.
Yeah. To where? To who?
To the people who are supposed to use the funds appropriately.
Who?
Who are us.
Did you really pick the last tail end of that from Lusaka big, what you've said, to who down there?
The end users, who is us, we are supposed to use their money appropriately.
If you have, go and listen it again. From Lusaka big, what you've said, to small, what you are denying to say. Embezzling public funds.
Yes, Honorable Smumba.
Chair, also, we need I wanted to know which one is the arithmetic error, because it means now.
So which one is the correct figure?
Everything now has to change. Which one is the correct figure?
Through the chair. On page 3, where we have the budgeted and the actuals, there is a component of variation where we varied funds from bursary and the empowerments towards the community projects.
So that's where...
Yes, so for 2022 projects, we had a top-up in terms of additional funds of 830,
that one
422.
It was coming from where?
From the component of bursary and the empowerments.
So that's all of those two figures?
Yes. So that's why the balance is saying 4 million. But from the same 4 million, there is this variation which is amounting to 3.6, which went towards to complete 2023 projects.
Honorable Smumba.
Chair, page 7.
Let's go to page 7 of the report.
Questionable disbursement of CDF. Chair, we are told that the applications, or rather the NRCs, were misfiled. And now, page 8, according to them, the rented officers did not have enough space. They had this space where they just misfiled. I would want to find out, Chair, why is it that you only had to allocate the NRCs after the external auditors left? Chair, I submit.
Thank you. Council Secretary, why was it so easy to get the documents after the auditors?
Thank you, Chair. It's after being queried, we went flat out. Like we have mentioned, we confirmed to say they were misfiled. But after being queried, we went flat out. And
you went flat out where?
Like we have said, our office, we were renting an office, which space was so small, meaning that even our our documents were not properly filed.
A small space, a small office, council secretary, you can even remove everything. It's a small place. And then start taking them back one by one, because it's a small office. It's not possible. Is that not what you did after the auditors went out?
That's what we did.
So why did you do it? Because the auditors gave you enough time to do that, to look for those things and put them in place, because they always indicate the type of documents they are looking for.
Yes, Chair.
So you couldn't go flat out to look for them.
That's what we did.
No, before the auditors came.
Before the auditors came. Well, it was a Chair, I need to admit, we didn't do a better job.
Okay. Yes, Honorable.
I thought you have already shifted. We are somewhere also eyeing to shift. Surprisingly. How many times do you meet with auditors? They came in the first place, isn't it? Yes.
They came.
These documents were in this small room, I hear you.
Yes.
They never found. Did they go for good?
They came back.
That was second time, isn't it?
Yes.
The documents were still missing.
Here I need to say something. When they came back...
The second time?
Yes. The unfortunate part, their report was already submitted to the headquarters.
Then you gave them now to say we found the document. Even if the document had already been submitted. Did you give on the second coming, did you give these documents because you had already found them?
We did that, Chair.
And you didn't resolve. This is the second time. Did they come the third time?
No, they only came on the second time.
Second?
Yes.
What happened on the third time?
Like I said, they came and we showed them these documents. However, on the other hand, they had already submitted the first.
Have you seen some of the NRCs you have submitted?
Yes.
Are they clear?
Some
Appendix 5.
Some are bad.
Some are bad. So why have you opted, Chair through you, to bring others good, others bad?
Through the Chair, my apology. Otherwise, we are ready to bring those which are so clear.
Because, yes. You found the documentations. Then you opted to bring some good, others bad. Just to come and say sorry. Are you taking this national work seriously? Are you seeing we are spending time and resources?
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing you should have been working in Lavushmanda by now? If these queries get resolved there, you will not come here. You will be doing your work.
My apology, my Chair.
Yes, Honorable Simumba.
Chair, I'm still failing to understand if that's how the external auditors work, because the council secretary is submitting that when the auditors left, they had to find these documents. But when they came second time, they presented these documents to the auditors, and by then, the auditors had already submitted the report. Now, if they had already submitted the report, what was the purpose of the external auditors going to them on the second time? Maybe, Chair, through you, would want clarity, because we don't want an issue where there is some form of misleading in this house. Because what I know is when they come, the external auditors, they are coming now to see if those queries that they submitted towards you, you have got any document. So I would want to hear, maybe, Chair, if you can permit, if that's what happened, also if the external auditors can just share some light on this issue, because I don't think that is the right way. Chair, submit.
So clearly, I think from what we've been learning here is if a matter is not verified by the external auditors, then it will still have to come here. And so this matter is rightly before this committee and must be interrogated. And because they did not present this evidence in time, and the report was already done, this is why it's here. And so you didn't have the documentation. I don't want to bring in the external auditors because they did their job. And you know that when they come, if there are issues, you go and give them on verification. But this time you didn't give them on time. And so honorable members can interrogate the matter. Because what we are doing is we don't want you to repeat this next time. Yes, honorable.
Through you, yes, back to the Director of Works. The 4, I'm interested in the 4 staff houses. Where are we?
The 4 staff houses, they've been roofed. That is 3 of them. Then the 4th one hasn't been completely roofed.
But this is where you terminated.
Correct.
And then you did the re-attender.
No, it hasn't been retendered yet.
Okay, sorry. You terminated.
Yes, we did.
So who is doing the works? Or you terminated at the stage you are saying?
We terminated after failed attempts to for the contractor to move at our own pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what followed thereafter?
What is following is where we're now supposed to do the formalities of closing the project. That's doing our final accounts.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have not yet re-advertised?
No, Honorable, we've not yet re-advertised.
Okay. Okay.
Honorable members.
Chair, the quicker they will do the re-advertisement, we are interested to see those staff houses, CS doing what? Yes.
Thank you. Honorable members, thank you very much. The Council Secretary, we have that classroom block that we left where you assured us that immediately you are going to work on them.
Yes, sir.
And then you have these contracts that you terminated. When did you terminate them?
That
when
was
were they terminated? Yes.
that was last week.
Last week.
Yes.
And when did you engage those particular contractors? When did you engage them?
Can you?
Director of Works. When did you engage them?
Thank you very much, Chair. The contract was signed on 18th May 2023.
8th May 2023.
Yes,
and
Chair.
you are terminating them last week.
Yes, Chair.
Why? So from 8th May, you have been going there, you as Director of Works, and finding nothing, and it couldn't bother you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, it could not bother you.
It bothered us because the contract was initially for about I think 4 months. It was supposed to end somewhere in September, but then before that there were other reasons where the contractor was failed to complete the works.
No, but look, those reasons, whatever it is, ultimately you are supposed to deliver development. Ultimately. So it should concern you when you go there as Director of Works with the vehicle and the monies, you are only remaining with the, is it 6,000 or 4,000? 6. It means you have been going there. You go there, you check, they are not doing anything. You also come and do nothing. You go there, you check, you come back, they are not doing anything. You just come and do nothing until the money finished. So, Lavishmanda, we want to put it to you that your report does not meet the minimum acceptable standards before this committee. You have uncoordinated responses that we believe that are not supposed to be there. When you come here and apologize, we accept the apologies, but we do not take them for anything, because ultimately you have denied development to our people, service to our people. Last time we came, we drove all the way from here up to, is it Kalonje or Kalonje school, and we got the assurance. We were so touched by the lives of our children that we are running under a tree, the teachers had the staff room under a tree, and we thought that was going to move Lavushimanda town council. Even after they increased funds, we still at zero. We are still at zero. I think they were surprised, even the auditors, when they came to find that out of 13 approved projects, there is no project in progress. At the end of the day, that is what we get. Whether we completed them, we don't have the certificates, we don't buy that. No matter how good your explanation would be, we will not take that. A lot of local authorities, we have seen this in the laissez-faire, negligence of duty, where people just forget. Council Secretary, we are giving you one more chance to prove to us that you can do the work. You told us that the school was going to be attended months ago, and you are telling us now that you are going to attend the construction of the staff houses immediately. We are giving you that, and I hope your people are able to watch, those that are able to watch. And when they call us, we tell them what we have told and what you have promised us. And your employers too. You see, you should be able to gauge yourselves as civil servants, as employees of the local authorities, that what we are doing with the drive. I'm sure when the president called for principal officers at Mulungushi here, we were here as well. And you saw the passionate, you saw how urgently he wanted you to utilize the CDF. And he even mentioned that the whole country is just at 57%, you know, on CDF, the use of CDF funds, which was still very low. So we want to appreciate your appearance, but we want to put it on record that you must take charge, Council Secretary. If in April or May, because April we are coming here, but whenever we have an opportunity, we come that side and find the same, status, we make resolutions, recommendations. We make recommendations for either individual officers or the local authority to your employers, because they also, you know, they do appear before us. And when we have an opportunity, when they appear, we tell them that in Lavishmanda, look at this officer. In Lavishmanda, look at this officer. In Lavishmanda, or look at Lavishmanda as a local authority. Your families, you must be able to know that what affects you will eventually affect your family. And you are given everything to make sure that you deliver service. The monies are there. But what you have seen, the administrative component, councils are dancing. You come from Lavishmanda, pick up there, but if today you hear there is a workshop in Livingstone, without even changing your bag, you head to Livingstone. Livingstone, you are in Solwezi, just like that. Thank you very much. At this time, allow me to withdraw the immunity that was conferred on you, and we wish you well. Please put your house in order. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
You are free to leave.
spread love this February with Topstar and enjoy affordable entertainment. For a monthly subscription of 180 kwacha on Antenna Classic OD Smart, experience the excitement of the Bundesliga title race on Saturday the 24th as trailing Bayern faces Leipzig at 19:30 hours live on World Football. Also returning to action is the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup. Watch TP Mazembe versus Pyramids on Saturday the 24th at 15 hours and Al Ahly versus Young Africans on Saturday the 2nd of March at 18 hours live in HD on Sports Premium. But there is more. Fantasy becomes reality with Novella E+, premiering My Forever Sunshine, airing from 27th at 21:30 hours. Also follow love and passion as it crosses paths in a family affair every day at 20:40 hours. Entertain the little ones with great kids shows on Boag, CBBS and ST Kids plus more. Subscribe now. Topstar. Enjoy digital life.
Support each other. Noti yakuti muchitachevina kuvina kuti kugwese vanzana. Imwe yanu ni kuteya nsoro na kumpala mnyasi ya mtengo wote na kuona kuti apita ndani mkairefu. Maruma mbwe, mwingo kamba muli atiti mziva uyayo. Anagulisa mayezi kutubai. Muntu agulise mayezi ni mulungu kuchanga pibeko masiku. Oh, mwiko kamba chepa impossible. Vamene vingo letela wanzanu mubaganizo yalipena na kumutu. Atete mziva uyayo. Anakulisa mayezi ku Dubai. Kwina kwake kwali nako kwa shula. Ni mubiri wali nao olaliye patonto ina. Benzi yakuyenza ijanaye ni kukusewenza kwake eka kuti agule lomba maruma mkwe mchawama hata anakulisa mayezi ku Dubai. Namwe mwe awali ya wenye wamli nao niye mwisha na marube kutoka pano kutaka nkale uko kwa kutalitali. Ni wenye wanjo mli nao. Ndani, hakula mutu ndani. Mwingo kalila jambo siliza anzani ndani. Hakula mutu ndani. Mwingo kalila jambo siliza anzani. Iyo ni puhim down. Komsilize ala kwa tani. Iyo ni puha down. Alekele njubeka patuma take. Iyo ni puhim down. Komsilize ala kwa tani. Iyo ni puha down. Alekele njubeka patuma take. Ndani, hakula mutu ndani. Mwingo kalila jambo siliza anzani ndani. Hakula mutu ndani. Mwingo kalila jambo siliza anzani. Iyo ni puhim down. Komsilize ala kwa tani. Iyo ni puha down. Alekele njubeka patuma take. Iyo ni puhim down. Komsilize ala kwa tani. Iyo ni puha down. Alekele njubeka patuma take.
Wanungia ngeni ngeni, wanungia ngeni ngeni, watana keke ngeni ngeni, keke aloha ngeni ngeni. Kuwaiche kwena chale twala, ala kwena takwali nezoni, limonda mulukanga na ibukisha ife utwale angala. Kuwaiche mama we, mama ye. Situnu yena shali shala, kawambi kale shalila. Tumani mbo nale twimba, nale kolonga ni kale rumba. Nga naimba kole yale yale ya, naimba kochus kwa tae. Ini mbo na timenu sana yena. Elioni, 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 elioni. Sakuwa, hey, 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 hey. Sakuwa, elioni, elioni. Sakuwa, hey, 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 hey. Jinsi talenga Ipa elioni Yoni lya mani Yoni lya bene Tuchindetse nami Tuchindetse nami Ngamwali sunga bunga TV Nishi abano bekukutemwa Kulisho kutambako na itraija batambeko na magaiva Ngawafwale koka nokstar awezo na nizimya Wawela wabikapo na stoni washi ala kwena wabachefya Amakelo na yomu mashiponi ala kwena Kwale wama Elioni, elioni Sakuwa Hey, 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 hey Sakuwa Elioni, elioni Sakuwa Hey, 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 hey Sakuwa Chisi talenga Sakuwa Ipa elioni Yoni lya mani Yoni lya bene Tuchindetse nami Tuchindetse nami Kakulu tiketi ya katata nalelo tilelila nalelo balelisa nalelo tilelila nalelo balelisa tala tutuka nalelo talalila atitingiriro tirande aikata.
Hey, baby, you don't seem to be fine. What's the problem?
Yeah, I'm okay.
No, you're not okay. Is it the drinks that we're taking or something? What's wrong with you?
No,
Today you've been very, very low. Maybe can we see a doctor afterwards so that maybe you may have a checkup or something? Now, what's the problem, babe?
Okay, bye. You just need some time alone, okay?
Ngolea mwiza kwa chiviwe ngolea ila waishile mungumi mwendi natashishile sao kuti ampala nefiloto fendi kayambile nokula chitika wenaine yapasa nombaida waikala kopya panono wachinjamano wachindelonga waichishina rufyanyai njeba chishina filu kuchitai oke ngakuya kuchiwaya nomaine ndekulomba kopya chimo yeah.
Parliament. Good morning, Siavonga. My name is Evelyn Mutandwa, Acting Director, under Lusaka Province.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, the delegation from Siavonga Town Council. My name is Alfred Mbolela, Acting Director, Muchinga Province. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Unit in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Lucy Kasoma, coming from Lusaka Provincial Audit Office, Acting Auditor.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Siavonga Town Council. My name is Katulwende Matthews from the Office of Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance and National Planning. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members of Parliament. Good morning, Siavonga. My name is Oscar Nyerenda from the Office of the Accountant General, Ministry of Finance and National Planning.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, Honorable Members of Parliament. I'm Edwin Sirimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Siavonga, you are welcome.
Good morning, Chair and Honorable Members. Good morning, Siavonga Council. My name is Elvis Chipuka from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good morning. I'm Moses Chuba from Clerk's Office.
Thank you very much. And now it's your turn, Siavonga, to introduce yourselves. Just place there down. Okay.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. My name is Costa Mwanamwale Mutandi, the Council Secretary for Siavonga Town Council. With me, with the delegation, I have the Director.
Council Secretary, they will introduce themselves. They can introduce themselves as well. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. My name is Skazwe Newton, Director of Finance for Siavonga Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Peter Machona, Director of Engineering for Siavonga Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. My name is Gertrude Zimba. I'm Internal Auditor for Siavonga Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. My name is Francis Chingumbe, Assistant Accountant.
Members of Parliament, starting from Honorable Shakafuso.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone. Siavonga Town Council, you are welcome to Mandevu constituency, where I'm privileged to represent the people as Member of Parliament. My name is Christopher Shakafuso. I'm a member of the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. And good morning, Siavonga Council. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm the Member of Parliament for Mfumbwe constituency in Northwestern Province.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Siavonga Town Council. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Area Member of Parliament for Kahumbwe constituency in Petauke district of the Eastern Province. You are most welcome to your committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vice Chair. Vice Chair. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm Honorable Simumba Lucas, Member of Parliament for Nakonde, sitting in for the Chair. Siavonga Town Council, as you appear before this committee, or indeed any other committee of Parliament to assist in the deliberations before it, you are protected under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which gives members of Parliament immunity against the prosecution for what they say while in the House. This means that the information you give to this committee cannot be used against you outside Parliament or indeed any course of the law. But if you choose to mislead, the very Cap 12 again can be used against you. But we are sure that you won't use it that way. Before we proceed, Siavonga Town Council, I noted that you don't have a procurement officer. Where is your procurement officer?
Chair, according to the letter that we received,
yes,
the officers that are present are the ones that were shown on the letter of invitation.
Do you have the letter with you? Or maybe I read so that maybe we move together, because I have a letter with me here which shows that the Director of Finance or Council Treasurer, Head of Internal Audits, Head of Planning, Director of Works, Head of Procurement.
Chair, maybe it was an omission on the letter that we received, the 2 or 3 that I mentioned. I think we.
Do you have the letter that you received with you that states that you shouldn't come with the procurement officer?
No, Chair. It's an omission.
Okay, before we proceed, I would like our substantive chair to introduce himself.
Good morning, Chair. Thank you very much. Morning, Siavonga Town Council. Mulunda, Darius, your MP. Thank you, Chair.
So, where is also the Director Planning?
Chair, like I earlier mentioned, it's an omission that for the 2 not to be here. We sincerely apologize for that.
So, as you know that any business at Parliament it takes precedence over other matters, and I'm sure this committee won't take that apology that the two officers are not here with us. Therefore, direct you that you may come tomorrow afternoon with those officers, because there are some issues that we need to interrogate those officers. So as I now withdraw the immunity that I conferred on you, that we travel safely to Siavonga, and tomorrow in the afternoon you come with those two officers that are stipulated in the letter. Thank you very much.
So another part of the Jewish history of this town is in fact the Pioneer Tower behind me. That was funded by the Sussman brothers. They were amongst the first Jewish people to come to this country back in the 1890s. And once Livingston Town was built in 1905, they were amongst the first inhabitants. And 50 years later, as part of the celebration of their lives in this country, they funded the building of the clock tower. And of course it has a wonderful view over the falls, which we can see in front of us here, all the way down there. So it's part of the celebration, and 100 years later the Sussman brothers came back, and the Lutunga came from Barotseland to come and meet them. That is the prominence that this particular family had in this country, and of course in South Africa, because they left here, Livingston, to go to South Africa, where they set up in South Africa the company called Woolworths. So to this day the Jewish people have a strong influence not only in this country but in the sub-region. This is Nicky Iljon's shop. The Iljon family, of which there were various members of it, were one of the first inhabitants of the new town of Livingston, and this shop became one for selling bicycles and model aeroplanes. Now Nicky Iljon himself was the one who sadly closed down the synagogue when the last child had gone through there back in 1972. They then left here to go abroad after that. Behind me you can see there's a shop with pharmacy written on it. This used to be Sossi's Garage. This was a man called Harry Sossen who married into the Sussman family, and he had the leadership of the Chevrolets back in the Northern Rhodesian days. And also, I'm pointing out over here, this tree is exactly where King George VI of Great Britain stood in 1947 in his visit to this country. Behind me is the Capitol Theatre, which today is the oldest cinema and theatre left in Zambia, and it was owned originally by the Grill family, and a young man married into their family, and his name was Harry Sossen, who we've talked about earlier. And this is where famous people in the world like Alfred Hitchcock and Danny Kaye came through to see films here. It was built in 1931, and beyond it is the yellow building, Stanley House, which is where they sold the finery to the local girls. That was dresses and all the rest of it as well. And then further down the road is a very famous intersection.
Good morning, Chair and members of Parliament. Good morning, Chikankata Town Council. My name's Evelyn Mutandwa, Acting Director of Audits under Lusaka Province. I'm sitting in for my colleague from Copperbelt, the ones who did the audit of Chikankata. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Good morning. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Unit in the Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Chikankata. My name is Katulande Matthews from the Office of the Control of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance and National Planning. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, Chikankata Town Council. My name is Oscar Nyirenda from the Office of the Accountant General, Ministry of Finance and National Planning.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and all honorable members of Parliament. Chikankata, you are welcome. I'm Edwin Sirwimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Chikankata Council. My name is Elvis Chipuka from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Chikankata. My name is Lucio Ponambela from the Budget Office.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members, and good morning, Chikankata. My name is Natasha Tembo from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, Chikankata Town Council. My name is Mlenga Bride from the Office of the Clerk.
Good morning. I'm Moses Chuba from Clerk's Office.
Thank you very much. I invite you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your colleagues to do the same.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Brian Mazuba. I'm Council Secretary, Chikankata.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, members of Parliament. I'm David Mulanda, Internal Auditor for Chikankata Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament. My name is Chomba Chileshe, Procurement Officer for Chikankata Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament. My name is Victor Kawe, Director of Finance.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. My name is George Piri. I'm Director Engineering for Chikankata Town Council.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, members of Parliament. My name is Nakaiwa Mwanza, the Director Planning, Chikankata Town Council.
morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament. My name is Jonathan Manyana. I'm the Chief Accountant for Chikankata Town Council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, Honorable Simumba.
Chair, thank you very much, and I'm grateful. Chikankata Town Council, you are most welcome to your committee, and Happy New Year to you. I'm Honorable Simumba Lucas, Member of Parliament for Nakonde. Chair, the Director Engineering was once my Director Engineering in Nakonde. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning, Chikankata Town Council. My name is Elliot Kamondo, Member of Parliament from Fumbo Constituency in Northwestern Province. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Morning, permanent witnesses and Chikankata, you're welcome to your committee. I am Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Area Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe Constituency, the Tauke District of the Eastern Province. Thank you.
Vice Chair. Thank you very much. As Chikankata Town Council, my name is Mulunda Darius, Member of Parliament for Siavonga constituency, and I'm the chairperson for your committee, the Committee on Local Government Accounts. The committee appearing before this morning. You appearing as a witness before this committee, and therefore you are conferred with immunity that the members of Parliament enjoy in the House under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, that whatever you say during our interaction will not be used against you in courts of law. However, if you choose to mislead this committee, the same Cap 12 will be used against you, and I have no doubt in my mind that you wouldn't do that, and that you are going to give us factual information this morning, the information that will help us generate a very good report, the report that will then submit before Right Honorable Madam Speaker in the main House. With that said now, let me invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submission to your committee with further guidance that we are going to read, we are going to highlight the query. From there, you go to the management response, and from there, you give us the action that you have taken as management, and then you give us the remedy that you are offering on every query that is in the Auditor General or on your memorandum. Please, you may proceed in that fashion. Your mic. It's fine.
Delayed completion of construction of a laboratory at Ngangola Secondary School. Our response, Chair, is that the project was poorly managed by the project manager, and the initial contract was terminated owing to lapse of validity period. Further, the contract was re-advertised twice in 2023 using simplified bidding procurement method, but the bidders were non-responsive. Hence, there was no successful bidder on both attempts to execute the works. This led to loss of time on the project execution. Chair, the remedial measures we've taken are that the Council will continue using the management strategy of emphasizing on time, quality and cost as a foundation for every successful project. We have also gone ahead to appoint contract managers whose task is to ensure that the contract validity period is adhered to. Managers for each project, coupled with increased supervision of projects, will greatly improve the implementation of CDF projects.
Proceed.
Yes, the second one is on the grants empowerment. Chair, excuse me, I had skipped the issue of the action taken. If I may just read out the action taken. On the action taken, Chair, the former Director of Works and his deputy were charged for incompetence arising from the way they handled this particular project and the other projects generally. Council wishes to report that it has since decided to use the force account procurement method to swiftly complete the laboratory and hand it over to the school. Construction works have progressed well. Furthermore, Council has appointed contract managers for each CDF project whose duties are primarily focused on administrative matters of project of projects, such as ensuring project duration of projects are adhered to by all contractors. The Council has also given more emphasis on and attention on the time when quality, as I stated earlier on. The second query, Chair, is on grants empowerment. Cause of the query, Chair, is that the Council notes that the auditor's observation could not, and would like to clarify that all the groups were instructed during grant capacity building training that the funds must be spent on the intended purpose to help improve their standard of living. However, 9 groups disregarded this instruction by using the funds on other projects not as approved by the CDFC. The action taken, Chair, is that during the monitoring of the projects, the groups that changed projects without authority were instructed to submit official requests to the CDFC so that the projects could be ratified by the CDFC, or indeed any other decision that the CDFC might deem fit. The remedial measure is that the Council will increase community awareness about the proper use of grant funding by making more regular trips to the communities and increasing the number of days available for grant beneficiaries to receive capacity building training. The delivery of a dedicated vehicle for CDF activities in 2023 has also led to an improvement in monitoring activities. Cross-cutting audit findings. The first one, Chair, is on budget performance. Cause of query. The variance. The 2 million variance between the budgeted amount and what was received from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development was due to funds which were deducted at source for the purchase of a Constituency Development Fund, CDF, for a monitoring vehicle. Balance brought forward. At the end of the year 2021, there was an amount of 2,579,112,000 kwacha, which had not been spent, as these funds were committed to projects which began in 2021 and ended in 2022. This includes administrative costs for uncompleted projects and retention monies during the defect liability period. Unspent funds, balance of 20,750,126 kwacha as at 31st December 2022. Balance carried forward. An amount of 871,967,000 which had not been spent as these funds were committed to projects which began during the audit period. This includes administrative costs for uncompleted projects and retention monies during the defect liability period. Then community-based projects. The 11,752,268 kwacha that remained unspent at the end of 2022 for community projects might be attributed to the late receipt of 6,434,978 kwacha for Tingwe and the 3,879 kwacha 671 kwacha 7 Ingwe on 7th November and 5th December 2022 respectively. Furthermore, the guidelines were received late, which affected the Council's ability to spend. Bursaries. Council would like to inform the committee that the unspent funds of 3,723,000 kwacha 847 for bursaries and the disbursement of these funds were driven by the number of successful applicants, which could not exhaust the available CDF bursaries funds. Council could not pay for what was not applied for. Soft loans. Council would like to inform the committee that we did not spend the 2,934,350 kwacha because the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development was still working on disbursal modalities. The guidance on the operational use of the grants only came in November 2022. I think here there is a typo, Chair. This grant should have loans. grants, Council would like to inform the committee that we did not spend 33,493 kwacha because it was committed to Hachilongwe Multipurpose Cooperative Society, which has since been paid out. Disaster contingency. Council would like to inform the committee that we did not spend 733,587 kwacha as there were no disasters that occurred during the audit period. Administrative costs. Council would like to inform the committee that Council did not spend 700,614 kwacha as it had uncompleted projects in 2022 that would need to be monitored in the year 2023. Action taken. The table below, Chair, summarizes how much money how much of the 2022 funding was spent as at 31st December 2023. Remedial measures. The Council has intensified community sensitization and will ensure that funds are utilized within the year of funding where applicable or where possible. We will continue monitoring projects while following the CDF guidelines and financial regulations. Failure to spend. Cause of the query, Chair, is that Council acknowledges the Auditor General's observations, but that there was a delay in the approval of the community projects due to unrealistic project allocation, which resulted in a resubmission of the project list, which was approved on 12th August 2023, making it unrealistic to implement the projects before 31st December 2022. Action taken. All selected and authorized projects were at the procurement stage as at 31st December 2022, which was the end of the audit period. However, by 31st December 2023, funds for the projects totaling 9,342,500 kwacha 44 ngwe had been spent, leaving a balance of 7,962,317 kwacha 42 ngwe. Out of the 21 outstanding projects, 11 have been completed and 10 are work in progress. It must be noted that some projects were approved midway through 2023 and the contract duration runs into 2024 CDF into 2024. Projects are now being implemented and are ready for audit verification. Remedial measures. The Council will strive, Chair, to spend the funds within the financial year that these funds are released. Chair, Appendix 3, there is misapplication of funds. Cause of query. The 3 clubs and the 3 multipurpose cooperatives shared the funds and changed the use of projects from what was approved by the Constituency Development Fund Committee. The beneficiaries totally disregarded what they were instructed during the capacity building training, that they should implement the projects well and should not share the seed money or change the project. Action taken, Chair. The groups that changed projects without Council's consent were asked during the monitoring exercise to submit official requests to the Constituency Development Fund Committee, CDFC, so that a decision could be made. Chair, the CDFC approved some of these changes of projects. The groups that shared the money were reported to the CDFC so that a decision could be made. The CDFC instructed these groups to pay back the money within a month. That period ranged, Chair, from 8th February to 8th March 2024, failure to which legal action would be instituted against them. Remedial measure. Chair, the Council will continue to educate new applicants about the CDF guidelines on its utilization and monitor projects to ensure that funds disbursed by the Council to the community are used for their intended purpose. Unaccounted for grants. Cause of query. Chair, there was change. The cause of the query is that there was change of use of projects without authority. There was sharing of the money, and there was failure to implement. In some cases, utilization could not be established by the beneficiaries, and the project was inactive as of December 31, 2022. These activities may be attributed to the group's lack of sincerity and dishonesty, as they were repeatedly told throughout training that it was illegal to change use, split the money, or that is, share the money, and so on, as tabulated below. The action chair is that the groups that changed projects without the council's consent were asked during the monitoring exercise to submit official requests to the CDFC for approval. The groups that shared the money were reported to the CDFC so that a decision could be made. As I said earlier on, chair, with the other group, these groups were instructed that they should organize this money and ensure that they stick to their projects by 8th March 2024, a failure to which appropriate action will be taken against them. Those who failed to implement, whose utilization could not be established, and the inactive groups were reported to the CDFC and were instructed to pay back. Remedial measures. The council will continue to educate new applicants about the CDFC guidelines on its utilization and monitor projects to ensure that funds dispersed by the council to the community are used for their intended purpose. The council, in conjunction with the CDFC, is considering whether legal action can be taken. Appendix 6, Chair, says failure to produce monitoring reports. Chair, monitoring reports were availed to the auditors.
Council Secretary, we are informed by the auditors that this has been resolved, so we'll skip it. Go to Appendix 8. No, Chikankata.
Failure to disperse soft loans. The council accepts the auditor's observation, which resulted from the council waiting for guidance on the implementation of the CDF loan component. The letter giving guidance on the loan application form were only received in November 2022. Hence the delay in the identification of loan beneficiaries as the disbursement process started in 2023. Action taken. The council wishes to report that the money was disbursed in 2023 and the balance as at December 31, 2023 was 396,660 kwacha. The uptake of loans was driven by community demand. The council could only pay according to the approved list. Therefore, the number of successful applications were unable to exhaust the 2022 funding. Remedial measures. There is greater need for community sensitization so that more groups may access these funds. Appendix 9, secondary school and skills development unspent grants. Cause of the query. Chair, these funds were still available with us because the number.
Just read for us.
Council would like to inform the committee that the unspent funds of 4,584,000 kwacha, 953 kwacha. I think we have a difference here in the numbers. Maybe the Treasury can help me to.
The Council Secretary, the Auditor General's office corrected that one, and the correct one is the one in brackets.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I may proceed.
Please proceed.
For bursaries, secondary school and skills development and the disbursement of these funds were driven by the number of successful applicants, which could not exhaust the available CDF skills development funds. And the council could not pay for what was not applied for. Action taken. Chair, the community are being sensitized on the availability of the CDF bursaries. And to this effect, a vehicle has been going around with a public address system, and we have used every other opportunity we've had to engage the members of the community on the availability of these bursaries. Remedial measures, Chair. Council has gone further and now invites skills training institutions to have a direct contact with the youth to help them to choose schools with boarding facilities. Failure to report. Chair, we agree with the auditors of finding that out of the 95 beneficiaries, 7 students had not reported for school, and that council had not claimed refunds amounting to 25,635 kwacha, and this was as a result of council paying for students before they had reported. Action taken, Chair, is that letters were written to the schools where the students did not report for school, instructing the schools to refund the council. Furthermore, the council now pays school fees after obtaining an invoice from the respective schools once the students have reported. Remedial measures, Chair. I think the action taken is a remedial measure also. The council currently ensures that bursaries are paid for after the students have reported for school. I beg to submit, Chair.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, it's a submission from Chikankata. Council Secretary, maybe the first one would be, you said the first submission, honourable members, delayed completion of a laboratory at Ngangula. And in your action, the action that has been taken by the council was to charge the contract managers, and then decided to use the force account. Why didn't you advertise and use the full contract for? Why didn't you advertise so that people bid for the same, other than using the force account? Because I believe the problem was not the contract, or it was by and large to do with the manager.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think in my explanation I did state that we did advertise twice. We invited bids using simplified bidding on 2 separate occasions. And as you are aware, Chair, the location of Ngangula is quite remote, and on both occasions, Chair, the bidders were not responsive, were non-responsive. So we thought that maybe if we used force account, we would quickly finish the project and hand it over.
What's the status? What's the project status?
The project, Chair, we have included some pictorials on the appendix. Works are ongoing, and we think that as Auditor General comes through, we've since received an engagement letter from them. I'm sure they will come and
Where are the pictures?
Just after the main report, Appendix 1.
After?
Appendix 1. The first yellow page you will see.
Yeah, of course. I'm looking for the pictures themselves. Okay. And when did you start doing this? As a council?
I think it's about a month ago, Chair.
A month ago.
Yes, Chair. These pictures are of as of about 10 days ago, if not 2 weeks.
Honorable members, yes, Honorable Commander and the Honorable
Council Secretary, the action taken on this project, that is page 4, was that the former Director of Works and the Deputy were charged for incompetence. That is actually the action taken. Now I wanted to find out from you, when did you realize that there was incompetence in these 2 officers? Is it after the auditors had come and then you realized that there was incompetence and then you decided to charge them? If you realized there was incompetence, what action did you take before charging them?
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, first of all, I should state that I reported at that station in, should have been around June 2022. And I was doing both my own orientation of the district and the wards, and also inspecting the projects. And Ngangula is actually at almost the far end of our district. Now, prior to this particular charge that I wrote, I had given them, I think there were 2 verbal, if not 3.
We are on Chikankata, page 4. You can introduce yourself as well.
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is, welcome, Chikankata.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the special people of Chasefu in Eastern Province. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you so much, Chair. This is Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Sorry for coming in a bit late. We were in the other committee. Thank you.
Yes, continue. Council
Yes, Chair. If you check on the charge letter, I did state in the charge letter that I had given them several warnings.
I've also noticed the way you addressed this committee. At first you said, I don't know what question I was asking. The way you addressed this committee is that, Chair, if I may take the committee to this page.
Thank you.
Chair, if you heard me when I was explaining, say, in my explanation, we can go to page. That's the way you address this committee.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the guidance.
Thank you.
Yes.
So you are taking us to some page for explanation, isn't it?
Yes, Chair.
On the charge letters. Honorable members, pay attention.
Yes, Chair. If you may please the committee, I was saying that if you refer to the charge letters, you will note that
they are on appendix what?
It's on appendix 1.
On appendix 1.
I think it's the first.
The charge letters for
the first 2.
Yes.
Chair, in the charge letters, I did allude to the fact that I had given these people enough verbal warnings. And I think there were witnesses to that effect, because every time we had this situation of having to warn, I had to invite witnesses from human resource or the other directors just to have a witness. And when that fell on deaf ears, Chair, that is when we went ahead and took this drastic action.
Thank you, CS. Yes, sir. On the same one?
CS, I want to take you to the same appendix that you have shown us. The charge letter, according to this information that we have, was written on the 27th September. Is that correct?
Yes, Chair.
Let's go to the resignation letter by Mr. Engineer Bessa Mwale. Through you, Chair, According to this information which I have here, the resignation letter was tendered on the 26th September 2022. Now my question is, which came first? Was it the charge letter or the resignation letter? Can you reconcile this?
Secretary. Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, the charge letter came first. If you notice on the letter of resignation, and I remember very well vividly on the day this happened, Honorable Chair, that the letter was written around 10 hours, and I handed it over to the Chief Human Resource Officer to deliver it to the officer. When the letter was delivered, the officer went ahead and wrote a resignation letter for the previous day, and he went and handed that letter to the registry. This is why, if you look at the letter which came from the former director, Chair, it is dated 27th September. The stamp. That's the day it was received. So it was in essence a reaction to the charge letter. Rather than respond to the charges, the officer chose to backdate a letter when he was actually working on that particular day. I beg to submit, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Mwanza.
Thank you, thank you, Chair. On the same laboratory, this very important laboratory to our pupils, it has been delayed for more than 2 years now. Where is proof of communication to terminate this contract? You terminated the contract when you realized the contractor was not on site 14 months after the first completion date. First question, the decision to terminate the contract and the communication, because at the time of termination, the contractor was paid 90% of the contract sum, which means you only had the 10%. 10% meant that it was for retention, something like that, to correct defects. Now, we want to check the rationale of terminating a contract at 90% completion, at 90% financial progress, whether there are defects or not defects, but the financials had been paid to 90%. Communication, number one. Number two, you went ahead to advertise 2 times, and bidders were non-responsive. But when I check the first advertisement, when I look at the tender evaluation report, there were 3 bidders, and 1 bidder submitted, and he was responsive throughout, and except his bid price was 67% above the budgeted price. What was the closing amount with the previous contractor that you terminated for you to base on the over budgeting by another bidder? What was the amount, the closing amount with the contractor that you terminated? There are no records here. And then the same project, you're saying you've used false account. False accounts, and you have given charge letters to your engineering department. My question is, have these people been replaced by competent personnel to actually manage this project under false account? Thank you. Because it will be the same situation.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. I'll answer the last part of the question from the Honorable, and I'll ask the Director to help me on the issue of the contract termination. Chair, one of the officers is still with us. That's the deputy. And we have seen some improvement in his performance. I can say he's getting better. On the current director of works.
Sorry, just is he the one that you charged for late coming?
Yes, late coming and.
So has he improved? He comes on time now. Yeah, why keeping managers that are not performing? He comes on time now. Is he here?
No, Chair, he's not here.
We wanted to ask him.
Chair, he does sometimes, I would say.
He does what?
Sometimes he comes early, but he's not consistent in his...
What would be the problem? Is he one of these people that always sleep after midnight? Or one of the people that closes the bars? You can't leave until they close.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate, Chair, but he's been inconsistent in his... whether he's sick or there's something happening that he should keep him away from work.
You know, now, look at the position that he is holding and look at the tasks that he's supposed to perform every day. And sometimes he's sick, sometimes he's late, sometimes he's not there. Are you comfortable with that yourself as a manager of that institution?
No, I'm not, Chair.
Have you raised that with your supervisors or your employers? Are they aware of this behavior? Have you shared this letter?
Honorable Chair, this matter is being raised by way of the annual performance appraisal.
Yes, and precisely that's what I'm saying. Whether you, during those annual appraisals, have you done that?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Nyambosa. Oh, sorry, Honorable, before you come, there are those questions, yeah. Yes. Director of Works, is it Director of Works?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the honourable member wanted to know if at all there was communication to the contractor with regards termination. If you look at the clauses in the contract, under the section 26, one of the fundamental breach of contract that leads to termination is as I read, the fundamental breaches of contract shall include but shall not limit the following. The contractor stops works for 28 days when no stoppage is shown to the project manager or on the program. So, Chair, based on this, we did not see the need to continue with the contractor because even as if we have progressed the way we did, the contractor was not on site for more than 28 days.
Director of Works, at 90% of the works you realized that somebody is not consistent. How has been his performance before that, before he terminated? What was your relationship with him? Or is the council, is it one person that you have been dragging, you have to follow him every day, or he could report on his own and he was working properly?
Chair, the record I found was that at the time of my reporting, which was October 2022, I found that this project had actually stalled. And on a number of occasions, we had made phone calls to ask the contractor to return to work. There was no response.
Is he a local contractor? Is he a local contractor?
I think the company is based in Mazabuka.
Okay. Honorable Mwanza.
Yes, Chair. My question was, yes, you are reading the contract clauses, but there is need for that official communication to the contractor. You write to warn him, then he is not present on site and so on. And he's got to exculpate himself. Now, there's no that communication here. How do we believe the contractor was treated fairly or not? Secondly, when on the financials, you paid 90% of the contract sum to the contractor.
Is it the procurement officer? Who is the procurement officer?
He paid 90% of the contract sum to the contractor.
Madam, please, you can switch off your phone. It's actually an offense to have the phone ringing.
And then the outstanding works. The outstanding works were flooring, painting, fitting of door frames, doors and grill doors and plumbing. These are minor works, which I believe that 10% that remained could have actually covered these. So, are we saying, I mean, the 90% that you paid to the contractor, at the end of the day you terminated the contract and you made the project manager now to suffer. You are looking for, you have to look for additional funds, and also you have even gone into force account, which I believe is difficult for you to manage by yourselves, because force account, you've got to buy the materials, and in fact now the building has remained with I think specialized items, because this is a laboratory, so I'm sure it is also including gas cylinders and other stuff, which you might not anyway. So don't read the contract. What I want to see, we want to see communication, formal communication. Explain why that formal, where is it here, and even the letter of termination.
Director of Works, have you followed those procedures in terminating a contract? Have you done that, or it was just a phone call?
No, Chair. I think this item kept coming up, and I think it was an anomaly on our part, where we took it for granted that the clauses in the contract would suffice for termination.
No, even when they charge you at the police station there, they will read you from the code the charges, but they will still formal and ask you even to sign on that charge. Those are the procedures. So even when you have the law, you have the act, you have the regulation, you still have to fulfill, so that there is a record that you actually advised, you actually terminated, and this person responded, and you agreed, and you parted formally like that. Honorable Nyambosa.
Yes, Chair, just to augment the points. Council Secretary, when I joined in this committee, in this room, I found you giving an account on what you did to a former director of Works. You said you had verbal interaction, warning and appealing, which is in the terms, in the conditions of service. Later on, you wrote and you referred us. Why did you do that? Because that is the formal way of doing things. Now, coming to the contract, you cannot produce a letter warning the contractor to take side. You cannot produce a letter of termination. You just base on the contract. Is this the way councils operate nowadays, or this is the Chikankata standard? Further, Chair, when you look at the contract, number 2, 90% was paid, and I'm referring to this period under review, 2022. This is the audit. 90% was paid to this contractor, whom you never engaged formally. Then you apply the force account. What is the status of this project from 2023 January, from the time you applied the force account? And tell this committee, if at all a force account has succeeded. Chair, our experience is that when you apply force account, is a conduit for wastage of resources by councils, including my council herself. And you, with your experience, Council Secretary, why did you allow this route of force account? And don't you think that you have increased the cost of this particular project by applying force account when you had already paid 90% to this contractor? Why did you take up such a decision? What was the motivation? Procurement officer, how much was spent
so far on the first account on this project that you authorized? I submit, Chair.
Council Secretary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. In the first place, I want to state that that project was fraught with inaccuracies. You know, the scope of work itself, if you look at the original contract, I was expecting that maybe the Director of Works would have explained that point, was not going up to operationalizing the laboratory itself. And that's why I invited Director of Works to say, Director of Engineering to say, maybe he would cover that that component. I wish to acknowledge, Chair, that the contract has to be terminated formally. There has to be written correspondence from us that we are terminating that contract, and for that I think we need to apologize to the committee. But we also invited this same contractor because we wanted him, the idea was to get him to complete the contract and do the extra works, those that had been left out of the scope of works initially. And that is where now I think his bids were outrageous. They were far beyond what we had in the kitty. Yes, I agree with what Honorable said.
So he delayed the contract, he abandoned it, and then he wanted to come back with exorbitant quotation over the same.
Yes, that's exactly the point.
At that time, you should have sat him down, saying, can you write here, this is the money we have given you, this is a party company like that.
Yes.
But that was unfortunate. Anyway. Yes.
The amounts that you paid over this contract, before he came to demand for extra monies, was it commensurate to the works that were there? If not, what was the motivation of paying a contractor more than the milestones that were scored at 90% payment?
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. I didn't, in the absence of the actual figures, I may not be correct if I said that the contractor was paid beyond the work that he had done. I think I did state a point that the contractor, in the scope of works, did not go up to operationalizing the laboratory. So that's where, in Chair, it's part of the reasons why I was telling my engineers that this is incompetence. When you cost a project, you cost it up to completion. But if you cost it up to the walls, so what? The lab cannot be commissioned for use. So that is
the short one, Council Secretary. Let me read. This project was costed at 434,469. Isn't it? Are we together? And the scope of works included superstructure, that means superstructural block works, carpentry, plumbing works and joinery, ironmongering, stormwater drainage, floor, wall finishings, glazing and painting. If you look at the scope of works, indeed it's true that it didn't mean that the project was to be operational, but the entire structure was to be completed and painted. As to the extras for the lab tool, that was not part of the scope. And these works were calculated at 434. Out of 434, are we on the same page? I'm reading your report, Council Secretary and team. You paid this as of December 2022, amounts totaling 391,471 had been paid to the contractor, contrary to the terms of the contract. This is what we are talking about. And if you look at these figures, in comparison, you had paid more than 90% for those works that you had agreed. So which extra works was this contractor coming to ask? And which works you expected that they were supposed to be added, which were not part of the scope? That means it was going to be a different contract. But according to this scope and the contract, you paid him more than 90%. What was the basis of payment? If this was not commensurate to the works or milestones scored, what were these payments, Council Secretary and the team? And coming to the other question, you said force account. The force account that you applied was immediately after your implied termination. After your implied termination, you invoked the force account. How much has been spent, and why did you authorize the force account? Where is the authority from the CDF committee to authorize you to use the force account and other authorities that were needed so that you apply more monies to this project?
You seem to be, Council Secretary, can respond, but we want to advise that the external auditors go and visit this issue. External auditors, this issue you need to revisit on the termination of that lab that was being constructed. We want you to get to it and get the facts. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I came late, Chair.
No, that was the first question, actually.
Oh, okay, that's good. The last page, failure to report.
The last page of your report, Council Secretary.
Are we there? It's page 13, Chair.
Yes.
Chair, a number of students, 7 students, failed to report to a college, resulting in 25,635 being paid and not recovered by the council. I would go to the action taken. Management says the letters were written to the schools where the students did not report for school, instructing the schools to refund the council. Furthermore, the council now pays school fees after obtaining an invoice from the respective schools. Chair, I will refer to Appendix 8, Council Secretary.
Appendix 8, let's go to Appendix 8.
Appendix 8, Chair. I wanted to the council secretary and the team to show this committee the letters that he has referred to in the report that he wrote to the colleges for the 7 students for the amount to be refunded to the council. Maybe it is my report. I couldn't see that specific letter that you wrote demanding a refund of 25,000. That is in the report. The only letters I see, Council Secretary, is a letter written on 3rd of August 2023 trying to replace a student. The other letter is a confirmation of space for the 2022 CDF students. So I wanted a specific letter which you have referred to in the action taken, that you had written to the schools where the students did not report for school, instructing the school to refund the council. And if it is just in my report that I'm missing that letter, I didn't see it, then I wanted a confirmation whether these schools, these colleges, have since refunded these monies for the 7 students. Lastly, Chair, there is a statement there to say, furthermore, the council now pays fees after obtaining an invoice from the respective school. I wanted to find out from the internal auditor, treasurer, how were your payments? And what is the standard? What is the standard, Council Secretary, of making a payment? Because now that is when you have realized that you needed to pay upon seeing an invoice. What was the basis of this payment before?
Secretary.
Owing the fact that you are all qualified and trained people, what is the standard that you use?
Council Secretary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. The standard is that you receive the product or the service, then you pay. Like education, you confirm that the student is in class. I think, as you have seen here, Honorable, the other students reported, then left. Then we have the case of these students who just never reported right from the start. So that is where we are. But coming to the issue of the specific letters, I remember, Chair, maybe at some point I'll invite DPO, but I signed those letters, and we even when we were binding these documents, those letters were available. So
a short one. Is it only my report that this letter is not there? Your letter to the colleges and the reply from the colleges, or the payment to Chikankata Council? Chair, I'm basing my questions from what I read and what was submitted by the council. Is it only my report, or it is all the reports that these letters were not there? Mind you, Council Secretary, we are evidence-based committee. We don't just dream. We read and we ask, why this omission, why that omission?
DPO.
Thank you, Chair. After we received these queries, we got in touch with the auditors who were dispatched to our council, and then we actually were exchanging notes, and then we were advised.
You're exchanging notes with?
The auditors who had come to the council to audit our CDF.
Not your auditor?
Not our auditor.
Or the external
And
auditors?
then we were advised that the funds are supposed to be recovered, not in the sense of a refund, but it can also be a replacement of the student is also an option.
Do you have a document for that?
No, we don't have
For
a
that
document
instruction?
for that. And that's when we went ahead and we engaged the school.
Now, while you are there, DPO, you know that if you ask the auditors here, they will refuse. Because that's not official. That you can change things on phone. It's not official. If you want them to advise you in that way, ask them to put it in writing. That you can use this, you can recover in this way. So that when you come here, because like my colleague has put it, that you are documentary evidence is what we rely on. Because we ask them, they are here, we ask them, say, no, did you give instructions on phone that people should do? Get a refund in that form? They will not, because they know as well that if they are giving an instruction to a local authority, it should always be in writing. They belong to audit. These are auditors.
I should remind, Chair, through you, the DPO, the replacement was only on one student. The report that I'm reading.
Query 7.
But the number of students queried were 7, amounting to 25. So your statement or your position, DPO, does not suffice. According to this query, the auditors came and all queried 7. The amounts were supposed to be, and it is you who wrote that, who said that you wrote to the colleges demanding for refund. It is not this committee. So when you demanded for a refund, where is the rate of demand for refund? And it's not this committee who told you to demand. When you knew that auditors had told you that you can replace, but you demanded for a refund. You knew why you were demanding. Now, where is the demand letter and also the payment by the colleges paying you, adhering to your demand? DPO.
mind that.
Anybody, Council Secretary, can you help your officer?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I think we will provide that information, because as we have been advised,
okay,
we have to
for
be
that.
factual.
You provide for that. Now, just in addition,
yes,
maybe you can also respond to where the member is saying there are 7, 1 has been replaced. So,
yes, Chair.
What's the status of the 6?
The status of the 6, Chair, is that we have a total loss. There was one institution, and the amount is coming to around 6,000 kwacha. I think it's only one institution in Mazabuka which said that through their policy, whatever they try to explain, that they are not in a position to refund, because once they receive those funds, then they go into operations, they buy materials in preparation for the students and whatever. I think that's the loss which we have.
Neither here nor there.
Yes.
Okay, Council Secretary, just there, on the other 6 that you demanded that they refund you. When did you do that?
At the same time we wrote this other letter.
Do you remember the month?
Should have been in August last year.
In August last year. And you are quite up to now, they have not refunded. What other action have you taken?
Chair,
you wrote to them, quite all right, that is okay. But Council Chairperson, this is your farm. And you sent somebody to go and buy something in August last year, he didn't find it. And then he sits back, and then you come as the owner of the farm. Would you be happy? He's still waiting to say, no, maybe there will be some supplies or what. So in short, what action have you taken? Because it has taken some time, it has taken long until the auditors come through, and even when the auditors came through, you still, where are these institutions? It's sleep-based, isn't it? How far is this institution? DPO?
Maybe, Chair, I'm requesting for the committee to visit the page. There is a monitoring report under schedule. Schedule 6.
Appendix 6.
Yes.
Let's go there. All we want is what you have done. After you have done that, okay, 6.
Yeah, schedule 6 there is a report.
A monitoring report.
A monitoring report. If you can go to page 5.
Page 5.
Which has skills training bursary.
Yes.
Of CDF 2022. This report, we submitted it after we received the first response from the auditors, and we clarified that the students actually were not 7, but they were supposed to be less than that. The number which...
DPO, because we are dealing with figures here, and this is an audit committee.
So they are supposed to be 4 instead of 7.
Yes, now just there, our good officer. When they are supposed to be 4, our good officer, did you pass through Charimbana? When you come in here, the Council Secretary, and you have another small meeting there. Did you pass through Chikankata? I mean, Charimbana. Did you pass through Charimbana?
Yes, we did, Chair.
I've seen our DPO here. You can switch off your mic, Council Secretary. That our DPO is saying I think they are supposed to be 4. So when you went to that side, which figure did you set on as a council? Is it 7? Is it 6 or 4?
Thank you, Chair. The figure according to this table is 5. And the Chair, maybe I wish to...
Just before there, because we want to move together. The report from the Auditor General's office is showing 7. And the auditors came to your institution, isn't it? Why didn't you dispute to say, no, they are not supposed to be 7, they are supposed to be 5? You allowed it to come all the way up to here. Because if you there are 4, you would have attached, you would have come with an addendum today to say, no, on equality number source. That's what all councils do. Honorable committee, let me take you this. There is an explanation. They are supposed to be 4. But as things stand today, on the report is 7, and we are basing our argument on 7. We are getting confused.
Even when even if it was going to it was one, that particular person did not report. What action did you take? And you wrote yourself that you wrote to these colleges, and it is not one college, it is colleges or institutions demanding for a refund. Yourselves you wrote. So as we are asking, where is the refund? Somewhere in management, you are supposed to interrogate your policies or directives. When you write a letter, 1 year passes, no response, no action. What did you tell yourselves? In my administration is supposed to check these policies, because it's policy when you write that this is the policy of the council that when we pay, no one reports, they are supposed to pay back. You're supposed to interrogate this. That's why auditors came to help you, that you wrote this or you did this and you have not followed up. You were supposed to pick it up. So 4, 5, 7 from auditors, what did we pick? Even if it was 1, have they refunded? And who is supposed to follow up this directive that you wrote yourself, Council Secretary, that they should refund? Besides all these are public resources. You mentioned that there is one college which informed you that their policy is not to refund, even if people do not turn up. We are government. Are we going to, is this the way we are running affairs of government in offices? Public resources you give to this person. Tomorrow that college closes up. What happens? Tomorrow you are transferred, Council Secretary, to another council. The one who comes, what happens? I'm speaking with this passion and emotion. I've worked all my life, you know, in councils.
The policy of the institution.
The policy of government is that you pay, you should check whether that payment has gone. If not, you ask for a refund. Or if not, you're supposed to have replaced immediately and engage the auditors that we did this action. But you never did all those things. What you just write is, we shall tell the committee we have written to these colleges. How do we believe that you have written? So those are the issues that we interrogate, whether you are doing the correct things in the offices. So these monies are public resources. They were supposed to be recovered. Government has favored us through CDF to give us resources to help the skills gap by training these people. So you should supposed to do the correct thing. Chair, I wanted to submit and indicate that we should be serious with whatever we do.
Thank you very much. Honorable Kamondo and the Honorable Manza, let's begin to wind up.
Honorable Chairperson, I'm grateful. I want to take you to page 11.
Page 11.
Yes.
Council Secretary, page 11 of your report.
Appendix 8.
Page 11. Yes.
Yes.
Questions, huh?
Yes, I have some maybe 3 or 4 questions that can be answered maybe at the same time. However, they may be different from one another. My first question, actually,
please take note of the questions, Council Secretary.
Yes, it's actually the query is the failure to disburse soft loans, and according to your the course of query, the action taken is that you have disbursed some amount, and then you have remained with a balance of 396,660. And also you have alluded to the fact that the uptake of these the would-be beneficiaries was very low. Now I would like to find out actually when did you distribute, or when did you start giving out the loans? You've told us actually it's in 2023, but we are not aware on the dates. And then in the same vein, I would like to find out also that we still have a balance which is not spent despite having spent the other amount. Why have you not spent this? you have not also told this committee how many people applied for the loans that you recommended to take to the bank. You've just talked about the uptake, which was very low. And also, you are aware that the loans component will always come every year. The concern is, why didn't you disburse this money? Now, earlier on, you said you have been advertising through public address system. Is that the only means of sensitization that you've been using? If that is the case, did you buy the PS system using administrative cost? And if you did, do you have the evidence to show us that yes, you purchased the public address system and this is how much it costed you and this is what you are using? Also, lastly, are you able to avail to this committee the amount of interest that was earned on this loan revolving amount? Are you able to avail to this committee? I think I end there. Thank you.
Thank you. Council Secretary.
Chair and the committee. I'll start from the end. The issue of interest earned on the loan account. I think I'll ask our chief accountant who manages the CDF account to respond to that. But on the issue of the loans beneficiaries and the 396,000, which is it 396,000 which remained. As you are aware, Chair, once the CDFC approves the beneficiaries, the last authority comes from the bank. We submit to the bank, and then the bank does its own due diligence. Once the bank has done its due diligence, then it comes back and says, no, these are not credit worthy, these are not. So those are removed from those that we send to the ministry for approval. So I think the issue should be now that we should have gone back now again and covered that 396,000. But ideally, we would tend to add it to the next cycle.
Yeah, but the applicants that you have, for instance, in Chikankata, maybe you are 200.
Yes.
When you have 200, you send them to the bank, and the bank will do its vetting. From there, the number maybe comes down. But you still have people on the waiting list. Maybe probably with the with all the documentations in place. So why don't you send those so that at least you use the money for that financial year? Because ultimately this money should be given to the people. So you realize others have failed, but you still have some component. Why don't you take those that are on standby on the waiting list, take them to the bank and disperse this money, the balance, instead of waiting for you to go and do it next year, that you top it up on whatever you receive next year, because that particular financial year you still have people that are waiting for their loans.
Thank you, Chair. I will take that advice very seriously.
Thank you. Chief Accountant, there was a question that was referred to.
Thank you, Chair. On the issue of interest accrued on the loan account.
Sorry, just pull the mic like this, because
okay. Yeah.
The TV station, they can't get.
Thank you. Yes, we have some interest that was we accrued for 2022 and 2023. They are available for audit verification.
Do you have the figures?
Yes, we do. For 2022,
yes.
Is
it attached here, or just them have them?
No,
there?
it's not attached in the
okay.
report. Yes.
Give us the figures.
Yeah, for 2022, the interest accrued was 18,333.96. Yeah. For
yes, through you, Chair. I had earlier on asked actually that currently we don't have the proof. We only know that a certain amount of money was given to the people that had applied for the loans. This committee would like to know who are those beneficiaries? Do you have any bank statement from the bank to show us actually the beneficiaries and how they've been getting, how these monies have actually been disbursed to the actual beneficiaries?
Do you have the payment ledger? Director of Finance, you have. It's attached here.
Okay. Yes, sir.
It's attached
it's attached.
On the main report.
Yes, sir.
Can you take us to that report? We just want to know, to appreciate.
It should be under, the ledgers are under Appendix 2.1.
2.1. Okay. These are nine projects, isn't it? 2.1. It's written consideration of the report from Secretary. So these are the groups that did not implement, isn't it? These are minutes. So it's the minutes of the meeting. Have you found it, sir? Oh, you have seen it. Okay, okay. Okay. What's the first cooperative? Is it not Musana? Musana agriculture. Yes, honorable members. Yes. Yes, is there a different one? Okay, yes. Honorable Mwanza.
Thank you so much, Chair.
Just one question.
Yes, Chair, on community projects. This council, through the submission, I've discovered one peculiar type of project management which is being practiced in Chikankata. On page 4.
On page 4?
Yes.
Of the report?
Of the report, yes. On the action taken, the fifth last sentence before. Furthermore, Council has appointed contract managers. Council has appointed contract managers for each CDF project. Each CDF project, whose duties are primarily focused on administrative matters of projects, such as ensuring project duration of projects are adhered to by all contractors. The Council has also given more emphasis and attention on time, quality, and cost, as these factors are the fundamentals of every successful project. Then, if we go to Appendix 1, there's even a letter of appointment for a contract manager to one of the, I think one of the projects. Appendix 1, the last page. The last page, a letter addressed to a Mr. Madison B. Karipinde, is a quantity surveyor. Appointment as contract manager for the construction of 1x2 classroom block at Nankenya Primary School. The contract for the construction of 1x2 classroom block at Nankenya Primary School was awarded and is ready for implementation. This project is expected to be constructed within the... So, this is a contract manager who has been appointed to do administration for one of the CDF projects as per the action plan here on page 4, where council has promised that council has appointed contract managers for each CDF project. So my question is, these contract managers, are they outsourced? And which guideline are you using the powers to seek authority to employ outside managers? Because this, to me, it's a very good thing, because it means they will be constantly on that project. They'll be also doing supervision, contract supervision, which is lacking actually in the councils, because we are overwhelmed with projects. So the directors of works, the works department, cannot manage to be at every site, despite given the monitoring vehicle. But if we were to have one person permanently on site, which is just like what they call the clerk of works, sort of, you know, so you are able to take notes of the activities of a contractor on a daily basis. So this contract manager that you have appointed, you have outsourced from outside the council. And are you sure on every CDF project? And where is the source of funding to pay this kind of contract manager? And the powers, where are you drawing them from? Where is the authority to allow you to? Because I know for councils, even you're employing a driver, you need to seek, you need to be cleared for that position. So, and also why, Chair, this council did not put a project status. We are not sure, we don't even know whether they completed even one classroom block in Chikankata. There's no record of the status of, there's no information about the projects in Chikankata. It's just some wording somewhere where you are saying at the time of audit, 7 projects were completed and the 21 are outstanding. But as at to the date, 11 out of the 21 are completed and the 10 are outstanding. It's just some wording somewhere.
Thank you.
But there's no information.
Council Secretary. Okay, let's have another
about
question.
outsourcing anyway.
The last question from you. Yes.
The last one also is on page 4, Chair.
Page 4. Please take note of the first questions. From
Page 4, Chair. Empowerment grants. Chair, as at 31st December 2022, 44 beneficiaries had implemented the projects, while 9 had not implemented their projects. Appendix 2, Chair, I want to draw this committee to Appendix 2.
Yes.
And Chair, Appendix 2, you note that there are minute extracts of the proceedings of the Constituency Development Fund Committee meeting held on Tuesday, 8th February 2024. And I want to underline this. At which point did you realize that you needed to report to the CDF committee for the 9 clubs or individuals who got grants and they squandered the money? From 2022, in 2023, did you have any CDF meeting taking place? And if you had, why didn't you report this to the 2023 meetings that were taking place in Chikankata about these ailing clubs? Further, you managed to write advice through the DPO to those who had changed the projects from the approved one to different
projects. I've seen that is okay. But my interest is to the 9 who never implemented their projects. What action, Council Secretary, have you taken, apart from reporting to CDF committee? And what was the resolution of the CDF committee? Pardon me, I have not gotten the detail. But I want to take you, Chair, to the schedule on this, from the same minutes, on the 9. The appendix 2. The 9 who squandered. One of them, they said, action taken matter presented to CDF committee for guidance. And this meeting, what was the guidance? Interest number 6, Chair. Group number 6.
Appendix 2.
Appendix 2, Chair, the minutes there. The name of the club number 6 on this. Nakangala, Mukangala, Mount Purpose Cooperative. Appendix 2, Chair.
Yes.
Yes. On pages 1, 2, 3, 4, page 4 of the minutes. Mukangala Mount Purpose Cooperative, an example. Chicken and goat rearing. That's what they applied for. Let me take you to number 8, which is of so much interest. Tulombe Mount Purpose Cooperative, they applied for poultry. They were given 37,240. The club is not active. Group diverted the funds to individuals. Money squandered. The last one, Makonka Youth Club, poultry, village chicken. 37,240 again, not active. Money was squandered. Council Secretary, the interest is, what actions are you taking to these who, with impunity, just shared the money and squandered, apart from calling for the CDF committee? What instructions came from there? And why did you take the entire 2023 not reporting this matter? If really the DPO and the team have been monitoring these clubs from the time you disbursed these monies, were you monitoring? If you are monitoring, why are it taken? 8 February. February this year, that's when you wrote. I'm sure you realized that you are coming to this committee. Yes, that's when you did this meeting and did this report. Because I don't see, Chair, that the entire 2023, there were no CDF committee meetings to report this serious matter. Would be people to apply what deterrent measures are you putting, or they will come and also get and squander? That is the moral of the submission, Chair. I submit.
Council Secretary, you start with his questions and then come to.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'll start with the first questions. The contract managers, authority, where from? I think we are guided, if I'm not mistaken, maybe PO can help me, by ZPPA, that we are supposed to have contract managers for contracts for efficient delivery. Now, in our particular case, Chair, we are not outsourcing. These are people who are within. And why we've done this, these are council employees. Why we have done this is because we only have 2 procurement officers. And ideally, the procurement officers manage the contract. They are supposed to help the engineers to check, is this contract still valid? Or this contract is about to expire, can we move in? Now, we thought that maybe the workload on the engineers is too much. And sometimes there is a lapse. So can we have another avenue we can use where we can check and make sure that the contract is not stalling? If the engineers are not there, these other people through these other activities can just pass through sometimes to see, no, the contractor is not on site, or that kind of situation. That is the first issue. Then the second issue is no schedule of completed projects. How many? Chair, we are trying to respond to the query, and we didn't see that we needed to report that component. I can report, Chair, that our Honorable Member of Parliament was commissioning 10 projects about 3 weeks ago, and we have another 6 due for commissioning.
There is no evidence of that, so we don't know.
There is evidence, Chair. It's all over the media. I can even send it to the Honorable Chair.
Let's be orderly, Council Secretary.
Yes,
when you say they are all over, what do you mean? Okay, proceed. Proceed.
Thank you very much for your indulgence.
They are all over, even with Joseph. All right. Please
thank you very
proceed.
much for your indulgence, Chair. I think we'll remember next time that we need to come and give
because
of the projects.
when you're not the only council that has, that's why members are laughing like that. Because when every local authority appears before your committee, council secretary, they will say, we have completed 7 as per appendix. There will be picture images and of course the completion certificates. They will have those. When you ask, did you complete? Yes, there's a document like this. Before an audit committee is always documented evidence. Please proceed, and as you are guided.
I think the
question from Honorable
The question from the Honorable Nyambos, I think he has mentioned that the moral of the question is to deterrent measures.
Yes.
Chair, maybe your committee will have to help us.
You are saying, no, we can't. We will not give you the tools on how we should handle the people that you are the one that gives them the money. So that we should do is this committee should come and start supervising. What you are saying is, what have you done? Because there are these, they have squandered the money. These have squandered the money. So as an institution, is Chikankata Town Council, what have you done so that this does not continue?
I think we have done 2 things. One, we are more stringent on our screening now. What we are doing and what we have observed is that some of these groups are actually regrouping. You give them money in this form, they have this cooperative, 2-3 individuals move and get 2-3 individuals from there, they make one group. And then create a original application. So we have created a database where we can check against the NRC numbers to see that people who are coming from defaulting groups are not taking advantage of the system.
Should not entertain them.
Yes, sir.
Chikangat, we are running
Chair,
out
before the chair winds up, if you do monitoring, at which point did you realize, if at all, you do the monitoring? Before the auditors came, did you see that those clubs that you had given, because these clubs you had given them these grants before auditors, that's why it came out. What follow-up measures, and at which point did you, if you are doing at all, effective monitoring through the DPO and the team, did you realize that they squandered the money? If you had seen that, you had realized that they squandered the money, you reported to the CDF committee. Why the 2024 February CDF committee and not in 2023? Because this year we are looking at is 2022.
Thank you.
So why not report them 2022? That's why I was saying that you are doing this report for this committee, which is not helping the councils.
Thank you.
Should be effective in your operations. And if this is the daily thing that you do, why wait for 2024? And what actions? You can't just leave them. You have helped these people to formalize that. What actions are you picking? Which the chair says, we're not going to tell you. You, as an office, what do you think should be done?
Council Secretary.
Thank you very much, Chair.
There are 2 things that my colleague is raising. The first one is that the period from the time we gave out the money up to the time we discovered these people have squandered the money. That is very critical because it hinges on your monitoring skills or programs. The second one is that once this one has happened, what measures have you put in place? Firstly, to recover that money. Secondly, to make sure that it doesn't reoccur.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Maybe let me just re-emphasize one point. In my earlier submission, I did submit that regulation for for the loans and the grants came towards the end of 2022. And when we got that guidance, even the form itself, I'm sure the honorable members are aware.
We are fully aware we have constituencies.
Yes, yes, sir. So when we started the execution, which means we are giving out these monies, I think by the end of the first quarter of 2024.
Of course.
Yes, so we have found wanting, yes, but the months should be maybe ranging from around May, June, coming up to now.
It's in
Now-
February, March, April.
Yes, yes,
we
Chair.
dispersed the monies.
Yes, Chair, we accept that, that observation and that blame. The point we are trying to make, Chair, is that there are practical difficulties that our monitoring teams face when they go in the field. We have a lot of people, we have groups which openly default. They are informed by the monitoring group that we are coming to monitor. The group finds that there is completely no one on site.
But do you engage the area councillors?
We do.
And have you
We engage the area councillors.
Have you brought that one before to the attention of the Member of Parliament? What was their advice?
We are in constant liaison with the Honourable MP, and the advice is that...
Me, I'm asking, have you?
Yes, we have.
Because I'll sit with you this afternoon.
Yes, we have, Honourable.
And what was their advice?
That we have to follow the provisions of the law throughout.
No, but in an event where you go there, you don't find anyone. So what happens?
Sometimes we don't inform them that we are coming.
You see,
You don't
CS.
inform them.
Yes, because it's
CS, just switch off your mic. When you undertake a monitoring exercise, whether you find the people, you don't find the people, you come up with a report. And you highlight in your report to say we visited this club in so a ward. And what we found at the club number so they have run. That is your backing. You bring it to say, look at this appendix, we did this. And our report says we didn't find the people. They are WDCs, they are councillors, as indicated by the chair. That is your backing. But you just say we do undertake. Who is going to believe you? Every program should have a report, monitoring report. And from May to December, you undertook so many reports. Actually, we have not seen how you have spent your administrative cost. The system here, people squander the administrative cost, the chair will mention it. Meetings, but monitoring of these projects, none. Or you go, you don't formalize it. I've worked in the councils. Whatever you do, if there is one institution, everything is regulated. You put in writing. So, council secretary, we are going to agree with you, not to laugh at you, but not to doubt you. But if you have certain reports, these people you send to do monitoring, do they come up with small reports to back their report? This club, we found nothing. That's your basis.
Thank you. Council Secretary. Your responses, most of your responses are not backed by documentary evidence, and like I indicated, we depend on documentary evidence. My colleague is laboring on the clubs, the cooperatives that we have. There are a lot of avenues other than you waking up and moving like you are going to hunt. Because when you are going to hunt, that's when you don't inform the animals that I'm coming. Yes, human beings, there are a lot of ways. There's a ward chairman, there's a councillor, there are all those trustees. But above all, we want to make sure, council secretary, that these monies should develop, should transform the lives of the people. And the people should not come and then pretending they are able to do one or two things, and then they go and do the opposite. The intention of government is to make sure that the living standards of our people, are raised. These funds are supposed to impact the lives of the people. We cannot continue having these excuses or having these challenges, gaps in your reporting, that we have done this we haven't done. Somehow, it explains, because when you have those people that are not doing what they are supposed to be doing, in terms of clubs, it means you are not regularly visiting them. I've seen that out of 700,000 administrative component, you have hammered more than 500,000. These monies are supposed to be going towards, by and large, towards the inspection of these projects. Whatever project, that's why government, it did not just give you the vehicle, they even added the administrative component so that you're able to move, you're able to monitor. But if you don't do those things, because ultimately there is no excuse for not doing that. It doesn't matter, maybe it's a rock place like Siavonga, you still have to go there because there are people there and you must deliver service and development to those areas. We want to appreciate your appearance, but we want to put it on record that you must put your house in order. Council Secretary, you must take charge. That man who is still lazy, you should know what to do with him so that we find somebody that is very vibrant, somebody that is going to carry out the assignments on a daily basis. We will not entertain somebody that will have gaps, because those gaps now will result in not seeing development in Chikankata. We know that your member of parliament is always in Chikankata. She is always running from project to project, but she depends on you. You being on the ground will make her work very easy. So we appreciate you. We hope to see you next month or the other month. We wish you well as you go back to Chikankata. We wish to withdraw now the immunity that was conferred on you and allow you to travel to Chikankata safely. We wish you well. Thank you very much. You are free to leave.
Love for all